grow up with the NES, PlayStation, Star Wars, cartoons, and 80s TV? Do you like to think who would win in a fight between Batman and the Master Chief? Comics, games, movies, music, and TV, they're gonna tell you everything you need. Superheroes or not, they got your back. They're gonna save the world of geeks. Games, movies, music, and TV, they're gonna tell you everything you need. Superheroes or not, they got your back. They're gonna save the world of This Week in Geek. This Week in Geek.
Well, hello. Welcome out to another show. As we mentioned in our previous tweets and whatever you want to call them on Blue Sky and other social media, we took the weekend off from the main show. Birdman was real busy last week. He'll probably come on the next time he's available to talk about it. He was sent to a radio trade show conference for most of the week, and that obviously took a lot out of him because he had other commitments and stuff too, and being a disabled guy in a wheelchair, that takes a lot out of you when you're traveling that much. So he's like, can you do this solo, Alex? And I went, I cannot. It's also Mother's Day weekend. And he goes, oh yes, that's right. So I was, away visiting my mom, spending some quality time with her. And I said, okay, well, let's do a review show, because we had our reviews ready to go and a few extras, and he's like, yeah, let's put one together. So it's coming out, I think, as of this recording, I think it's going to be Tuesday, if not Wednesday or early in the morning. But also was thinking, next weekend is my father's birthday, so we might not be doing a regular show then either, because it's the long weekend in the States and a long weekend in Canada for Victoria Day, and then what is it, I don't know, one of the American holidays. So that's all lining up. We're probably going to have another review show next week, and maybe with a highlights update, maybe a prototype or something of that sort to put out on the weekend. But it'll be a couple weeks till we're back with the main regular show, and then after that we'll probably be full steam ahead with all of our Summer Game Fest, E3, not E3, whatever you want to call it, coverage leading up into the summer. So things are approaching pretty fast. Probably also going to have to put in our air conditioners this week, because we're going from like 0-degree weather to like 25 Celsius, and it's going to start getting humid and hot real fast. So we'll be doing that. But yeah, I've got a few reviews in here. I've got some movies, I've got a game, Birdman has a game, and I think some other stuff. So I'm just going to throw it out to our reviews, because there's some pretty neat stuff this week, and then I'll come back at the end with just a quick update on what programming you can expect over the next week or so.
Status report.
Looks like it penetrated through there. We need to inspect the hull damage first.
Doesn't look too bad.
Doesn't look too good either. What is that?
You feeling all right?
It's like my body's going one way and my mind's going another.
What is that? This ship is infected with an alien organism. It still doesn't feel real sometimes.
Never forget why you started. Lord have mercy.
Do you think Williams knows more about this substance than he's letting on? No! We can't take any chances with him.
It can manipulate its physical appearance. It's changing its cellular structure. It's replicating the human form. It's replacing us.
I know this will be difficult to hear, but if you're still out there, you deserve the truth.
Alex, the producer here, and I have a spooky one for you. That's right. Directive 8020, which is the next and most recent game in the Dark Pictures anthology from developed and published by Supermassive Games, is injected into my soul lately. Everybody knows I'm not the best when it comes to scary games. I love horror movies. Interacting with them has always been something scary, so I wanted to challenge myself when I was given the opportunity to review it. I received a copy on PC to play, and I dove in. I got through it. It was pulse pounding for me, because this is basically a spaceship horror, cosmic horror, space biomatter sort of thing. The gameplay to it is, if you've played, at least for most of it, think like the walking simulators that, the stuff that I usually end up liking and playing, stuff like the Life is Strange, that sort of thing, where you're exploring, investigating, looking at articles, piecing together backstories, and then you're interacting with things around you. But of course, it's all, in play based on the dark lighting and the atmospheric and horror effects of things that happen. I can give you a bit of a briefing of sort of the opening of the game, just to set the mood of exactly what it's like at the beginning. You are on a ship. You awaken when you hear that there has been some form of hull breach. You're only a couple people on this long journey with the rest of the crew in hibernation or in stasis, essentially, and you're sent with the master computer to instructing you that, hey, it needs to do a reboot, you need to go out and repair the damage, or bad things could happen. And you have your choices, as you do in the other Dark Pictures games, where you can choose pathways, do this or do that, and doing that will change the fate of things that happen later on, changing the personality traits of how you play. If you're cowardly or if you're courageous or foolish, that will eventually affect the traits of your character as you go in further into the game and get different endings. So you can play this multiple times, and I played through it twice, but I'm going to probably end up playing it more to get all the different iterations of the endings and character storyline progression that you can get. And it, similar to previous ones, it's in that realm. This time, though, the theme is very much like an Event Horizon, sort of, if you've seen that movie. It's the spaceship derelict, hoary, kind of like Alien, that sort of stuff, right? But you go out at the very beginning in the prologue to you go on a spacewalk to see what's going on, and there's clearly been a whole rupture, like a meteor shower or something hit the ship. And as you're repairing it, the camera turns where the characters don't see, and there's this like bio slime that is slowly growing, and you get back into the ship in the prologue, and you're like, okay, you go about your business, and the other person that you were with, happens to lose communication with you, and you go to find them, and they're now crazed and trying to kill you, and you don't know why. And that's sort of, there's the premise, the opening premise to the game, and then where things are going to get weird and crazier from there. Visually, it's quite striking. On my PC, I was able to play it. Again, I have a 3080 Ti 12th gen Intel i7. Nothing fancy, but better than what I think a lot of people do still have. A lot of people are still rocking 16 series or 20 series cards, or if you're on a lower to mid-end 40 or 50 series or Intel or something else. I sort of have like I have a good card for like 4K rasterization playing, or 1080p with like RT is sort of like where it is, like it's somewhere in between that realm, where I can feel comfortable playing games. And this one, I was able to set it to 1080p with absolute max everything, ray tracing, lighting on it, because this is a game that really benefits from that sort of, having those settings. And I was able to get somewhere in the 80 FPS range, but I capped it to 60 because my TV's capped. And if I jumped it to 1440p with those same max everything settings, it would drop me down to about 45 frames per second. So I was like, or I could do 30 frames per second at 4K. So I kept it at 1080p, 60 because you want that sort of smooth gameplay for this style of game. And the max lighting and everything, it looks fantastic. It's a really, I think it's a big improvement personally over the previous games in the series, or in the anthology, that is. And audio-wise, this game is, make or break on that. It's great with headphones on, terrifying. You'll hear something in the corner, you're like, oh no. There's occasionally jump scares, not as many as I thought there was going to be. It's more about tension building. The controls are tight and concise. The lore and world building is great, and it does make you want to play it over and over again. I had a really good time with it. It's also available on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. I think if you have a Series S, you might be a little more limited to the graphical settings, obviously, but this is more about the atmosphere and the story, so that I don't think it matters what platform you play on. You're going to have a really good time with it. And I think even if you have like a Steam Deck or something, you might have to lower the settings a little bit, but you'd be fine with that too, because it seems to scale pretty well. And when I was changing my visual settings on my PC, I didn't have to exit the game for anything except turning on ray tracing. When I was changing all the other settings, that would give me real life, live updates to show me how it would perform, and I was like, that's pretty good to see that. Other than when I turned on ray tracing and I had to exit the game the first time and go back in, then it was perfectly fine. But man, yeah, this was fun. I'll put a link in the description. Check it out. That's right, it's time to crawl back out of the vault and check out more of the world of Fallout. Fallout Season 2 was sent over on 4K release, 4K UHD for us to check out from our friends over at MGM and Alliance Home Entertainment. We had a chance to watch it, obviously, when it was airing on TV, and now that I had a chance to look at it, on disc at a much higher bit rate, with all the fancy bells and whistles of, HDR play and everything, I can say this, it does look better. Review-wise, we've talked about it on the show many times that this is one of the best video game adaptations out there right now, and Season 2 was just as exciting, I guess in our opinion, as the first season. And for the home video release, I'm happy to say that it does add a fair bit visually with having the higher resolution, or higher, I guess, overall effective resolution, bit rate, all that stuff. And audio is, I would say, a massive improvement over streaming. Yeah, usually limited to the codecs that they use, but here you end up with a Dolby Atmos True HD completely lossless track surround. Pretty sweet, and they did include some extra features. It's becoming less of something that you see on a lot of home video releases for streaming shows especially, but there's a fair bit here. There is commentaries included. There's I can't remember how many episodes there were. There's at least 1 or 2 commentaries included on here. There is a featurette on Welcome Back to the Wasteland, features on New Vegas, as well as Fallout fake talk show included on the discs. There's Robco animated series of little shorts included here, and Fallout the Ghoul log. So some promotional stuff that has been seen previously, and some stuff that you haven't seen, and you're getting it all, on a 4K disc, and it comes with a cardboard slip cover. Little more than bare bones. It's still worth picking up, I think, if you're a big fan of the series, especially since when I was watching it, streaming it, and I have a really good internet connection, I would occasionally notice banding when I was watching it, as in the colors are sort of paint barring on the screen, where you could see blocky or blotchy areas. And I have 2 gigabit internet and a good television and everything, and popping the disc in and watching through the physical disc, none of the banding has happened. It's crisp, really good. The tone mapping of the color is, I would say, on par with the streaming copy of when you're watching it. The difference is just the amount of detail that it brings to it, because you're having such a higher bit rate. I have the ability with one of the players that I watch the show streaming to see the data rate of the actual episodes, and it varies when you're watching in 4K for anywhere from 4 to about 9 megabytes per second, or megabit per second, and you're getting about 4 to 5 times that on the disc. So just a lot more clarity and detail, and you can see all the gross and awesome sets that they put together for this. So I think it's well worth it. I'll put a link in the description for you if you want to check it out and pick it up for yourself at home, and can't wait to see where the show goes next.
Some falls don't begin in the sky.
So we plant a few bombs, watch the canisters go boom.
Mine started a few weeks back. The sky was just the exit wound.
Hey, watch it.
Welcome to public transit, bub.
It didn't seem like much at first.
Tough guy.
Wasn't even sure it was a case.
What you need is a big one. And this, Mr. Pepper, is the big one.
But I won't die, right? What?
Hey guys, this is Mike the Birdman here, and once again, I'm here to talk to you about something we got sent for review, and this is something I've been looking forward to talking about for quite some time. I'm talking about Mouse, P.I. for Hire. We got sent this for review from our friends over at Fumi Games. I hope I'm saying that right. I reviewed this on the PlayStation 5. This is available for multiple platforms, such as the Nintendo Switch family of consoles, and you can pick this up on the Xbox as well as PC. This is a game that is unlike anything I've played in a really, really long time. If you've seen the trailers for this game, I saw people were getting super hype about it, and I guess a good way to describe it, it's like, and I'm going to quote somebody here, it's done in the 1930s rubber hose animation, so a little bit different from another game that looks similar-ish, Cuphead, but think like early motion picture cartoons, definitely like that sort of like Steamboat Willie, Betty Boop, that sort of thing, before cartoons had their real change in like animation styles. And you play Private Detective Jack Pepper. It took me entirely too long to get that joke, I would like to point out. And, well, you are out there solving crimes, and you're out there, basically trying to keep Mouseburg, such as it is, as safe as possible. And it's really, really good. And it feels very similar to Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. And what I mean by that is just it moves hyper fast. And that's kind of a good thing, because I've also heard people call it a boomer shooter. I don't know what that means. I wouldn't describe it like that. But what I would say about this game is it's really freaking clever. Like, it's incredibly well written. I know Jack is portrayed by, I want to say, Nolan North. And again, the voice performances in this game, there's a fair chunk. I wish there was maybe a little bit more. They're well written, they're funny. It's very much in line with that, like, 1930s sort of hard-boiled detective noir humor. In fact, I almost get the weird vibe of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I mean, if you were to go back and adapt the original book, as opposed to the 1980s Disney movie or Touchstone, whatever it is, maybe it would be kind of like this as opposed to the atrocious LJN video game for the Nintendo. But no, what I really like about Mouse P.I., it's fast, it's fluid. Combat feels fun and over-the-top goofy with like some of the different weapons. I primarily stuck with the pistol and my fists. I'm a basic bitch, and that's just kind of the way it is. But I love all the different types of enemies and different ways that they look. I love how they're like two-dimensional, and when they die in like different ways, they'll be like, there's like a vaporized skeleton, or it looks like they got exposed to like, toxic waste like Dip again from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And it is such a visual treat that I'm honestly surprised how cheap this game is. Like, literally, you have no reason to not pick this up. It is under like $50. I think it retails for something like $29.99 USD. It's really worth it. And I want to see more games in this style. I don't know whether I necessarily want to see more of Jack Pepper's adventures, but I would love to see more from this world. Again, it is so clever, and clearly they put the cheddar on the table because they knew they were going all in with this. And I'm so surprised by how much fun this is. It's a bit of a short game. Like, again, you're not going to spend weeks upon weeks doing this. You can clear this in like a weekend pretty easy. There's collectibles, there's secrets, there's like this weird baseball mini game in it too, which is more fun than I probably want to say, but you know, maybe it's because I'm in the magic. But yeah, it's fun. Like I said, mouse PI for hire. It's a surprising joy. I really think it's going to be one of the sleeper hits of the year, and just to see how far indie games have really come. Like, Fumi was the developer. This was published by Playside Studios. This is awesome. Like, I can't believe that a game like this exists in 2026. And it's the right sprinkling of comedy, joy, detective noir, and cheese jokes. You know what? I'm here for that. You should definitely pick this game up on your platform of choice. Physical editions are coming later on this year, I think in July. I've already pre-ordered mine. That's how much I liked it. So check that out. Once again, that is Mouse PI for hire. I reviewed this on the PlayStation 5 with a review code was provided to us.
This case was more trouble than it was worth.
Jack!
But, well, trouble is what I do.
You scared me. Sorry. You want to go out there and look around? Is everyone okay? These are tracks from a flesh-eating dinosaur. They gotta be destroyed. Yeah, but this battle should have happened 40 million years ago. I get the feeling that you don't like us. Why are you so interested in dinosaurs anyway? Because they're big, green, and ugly. Party time! I don't know what the hell that was, but I'm gonna go and check it out.
Alex, the producer here, just to talk about a couple of new releases from our friends over at Visual Vengeance. This is a studio that has put out pretty interesting releases before. This is actually the first time we've covered a couple of their titles. And we were sent Saurians, as well as Vampire Time Travelers, and oh boy, we are in the B and C movie categories. And they are interesting and fun. To give you an idea of what you're in for with Saurians, right on the front, blasting out at you is the box art is amazing, but also, complete 8mm color and sound. So you know what kind of a movie it is. Now, basic premise is a routine construction blast shakes the sleepy town to its core, essentially. You have there's two giant dinosaurs that have been in a slumber for quote unquote centuries. The timelines might be a little off on the research on some of this, but still, this was a Super 8 film shot real rogue style, Cool, inventive effects for being so low budget. And it's, filmed in 1:3:1 full screen because that was what you had with Super 8, right? Unless you wanted to crop it. But what was interesting was the movie was from 1994, but shot on Super 8 at a time when a lot of stuff was shot on video or shitty or whatever you want to call it. So it's actually pretty neat that something came out that late in the Super 8 timeline. Now, what's neat is there's a lot of special features on this disc. First, they've done a proper transfer from different tape and elements for it. There's a commentary with the director. There is a pretty decent making of featurette on here. There is locations visits, a whole bunch of interviews, different people. They even included a bonus film on the disc, which was the Dinosaur Chronicles. So that adds a little more value. And there's a commentary track on the bonus movie as well, which is also really, really sweet. Reversible slip cover and sleeve. It is all the cheese and just low budget fun that you could want to have on a rainy day with a bunch of friends. So that's worth it. And the other one we're talking about with this pairing is Vampire Time Travelers. Now this similar. The cover is, let's say, enticing. It's a couple of hand-drawn, barely clad in clothing women. Let's just say that. And this film itself is also late 90s movie. Now, this is a group of college girls pledging a sorority stumble into a hallucinatory mix of low-budget, butt-biting vampires, unexplained time jumps, and increasingly ridiculous supernatural situations. I won't try to explain anything beyond that because I sat there watching it and went, it's fun and strange, and if you're into the real low budget stuff, it's interesting. They've also included another bonus feature here to pad out the time because both of these films are not the longest, so having a little extra is good. The bonus feature here is I Know What You Did in English Class from the year 2000. This movie itself is from 98. There is, again, a director approved new transfer. There is new commentaries with the director, bunch of interviews included, a whole bunch of just lots of in-depth talks and interviews. They went all out with putting these releases together. Trailers, as well as other trailers for more Visual Vengeance films coming up, as well as a mini poster, and subtitles are there, which I found surprising that they made sure that they put those in. And of course, slipcover on the box. Pretty sweet releases if you're looking to go off the beaten path and not down your standard studio releases. I'm glad that we're starting to get some of these for review because I had never heard of either of these. I'll put links in the description of the show for you if you want to check them out yourself, because I think if you're a horror low budget B-movie buff and you're looking for something that you probably haven't heard of unless you were already super deep entrenched into this fandom, then these are a couple you might want to check out.
I'm you! Tomorrow! The book can send somebody back in time, too.
They say there are no guardian angels. I beg to differ.
Don't go to the initiation tonight.
Alpha Omega.
If you do, this is what will happen.
Tell me about vampires. Here's me and my prom date.
Pledges. This weekend, I'll be your mommy, your daddy, and your personal demon. My initiation task is revenge.
Spider in the butt, spider in the butt, spider in the butt, spider in the butt.
Ah, the sunlight.
You passed the initiation. Follow me.
Say that wound on your neck okay?
Just a scratch.
I don't want you getting in any trouble.
Come on, Father, you know I never do.
That's all I wish for you and your friends.
That's it?
That's it, nothing else, I swear.
4 friends, raised in a legacy of crime.
Everybody says this place come for jobs.
Who is everybody? You think running for King Benny's a good idea, huh?
Pays.
A lot of things pay.
Not like this.
But when a childhood prank resulted in an accident,
the court hereby sentences you to no less than 1 year at the Wilkinson Home for Boys.
Hey guys, this is Mike the Birdman here. I'm here to talk to you about something we got sent from our friends over at Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. I'm talking about the 4K Ultra HD release with a digital code of the Barry Levinson film Sleepers. This movie stars Kevin Bacon, Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Jason Patric, and Brad Pitt. This is a movie I went in literally knowing precisely nothing about. It's about a bunch of kids growing up in the 1960s who get into a significant amount of trouble, are then sent to a young man's boarding school / jail for troubled youth, and they have abuse suffered at the hands of several guards led by Kevin Bacon. And then it follows them into their adulthood, and, well, let's just say shenanigans ensue. This is one of those movies I did not expect to like as much as I did. And I think because I went in completely blind to this, I guess I would call this a coming-of-age legal drama, because it's literally 2 different movies. The movie spends a good chunk of its time with the kids growing up and them facing trouble in jail, but then when they get out and they all have different jobs, and some of them are lawyers, some of them are reporters, you see how they all come together when the chips are proverbially down. And it's a really good movie. Like, again, I didn't expect to like this as much as I did. Like, there's some really good performances in here. Like, this is Robert De Niro being absolutely fantastic. Kevin Bacon, I feel, is a really good bad guy. Like, I loved him when he played, I think it was Shaw in the X-Men movies. And I remember people saying he'd be great as sort of a stand-in Freddy Krueger. I can't deny that. He's so good in this. And even Jason Patric, who I've only seen him in a number of smaller projects. Again, fantastic actor. Like, now to speak about the technical aspects of this release, I think it looks great. Again, I'm watching this through an Xbox Series X on a Amazon Fire TV that is HDR compatible, 5.1 surround sound setup. Movie looks and sounds fantastic. No notes, no complaints. Blacks are nice and rich and deep, lots of detail, and dialogue doesn't tend to get lost between scenes. So, pretty good mix. If I did have a major complaint, and again, I don't know what I'm expecting for a movie made in the 90s, considering what this is. There are only 2 special features. There's a conversation with the director, Barry Levinson, and then there is the art of casting with Barry Levinson. And they're both pretty short. Like, nothing, you're not going to lose an afternoon here, is what I'm trying to say. I wish there was a little bit more, because I really would love to hear just more about this. And it really wasn't until the Paul Thomas Anderson commentary that I reviewed recently on Boogie Nights that I really got into this. Like, I really started to enjoy directors' commentaries again, and I really feel a movie like this could really kind of benefit from it. So honestly, do I recommend buying this? I really do. This is such a good movie that I think it's really deserving of a place in your collection. It's compelling. I think it's a really good story, and just really good performances from some people really in their prime. Like, this is before Brad Pitt did all the goofy crap like Mr. and Mrs. Smith before he got involved into the Oceans franchise. Before, like, he was a superstar at this point, but he wasn't a mega star at this point. He was an actor who was genuinely trying it. Again, Robert De Niro in the 90s was just such a powerhouse here. And I honestly really, really enjoyed him here. So honestly, Sleepers from Warner Brothers Home Entertainment on 4K gets an absolute recommendation from us here at ThisWeekInGeek.net.
We need somebody to take the stand.
So you figured if you had a priest, it would be perfect.
Not just any priest.
This is a murder case.
I am afraid that I'll make a mistake.
And you'll go down for the dirt nap.
No one knows if I did this information. And I mean nobody.
How did you get it?
It fell into my lap.
The priest wouldn't lie. Am I right? Has anyone ever questioned your word before today?
No, but there's a first time for everything.
Those magnificent bastards!
Color me kooky, but something very odd is going on around here.
You're not allowed to talk anymore.
Alrighty, and that is gonna be it for the show this week. Hopefully there were some pretty cool things in there for you that, you know, maybe you'd heard of but weren't sure about, or maybe there's some new... Actually, I know there's probably a few new things in there you probably didn't hear of, at least from me. So what do we have coming up? Well, I spent the last week or so prepping a whole bunch of shows. I've got the next few months of Earth vs. Soups ready to go. We've also got some of our content that we've been recording and collecting over the last several months that we had sort of just like, you know, when do we want to put this stuff out? We've got some of that stuff ready to go. So this week we have a brand new episode of the Spellbook that is on homebrew games. So that'll be out, that's out Wednesday at its regular time slot of 5 p.m. If you want to listen to it live, go ahead at the CFRU website, the radio station. They do it at noon Eastern time. And then, of course, we syndicate it later on. The Earth vs. Soup episode for this week is The Lady and the Monster from 1944. And then we are also going to be having a Future Imperfect on the movies Virus from 1999 and Screamers from 1995. And then I guess a bit of a sneak peek into next week. We will have probably something like a review show to go in the regular Monday time slot for the long weekend, but we'll see. If not, we'll have some other show to put in there. But we also will have Earth vs. Soup episode 308, which is Brides of Blood from 1968. And then later on in the week, Birdman will have to get me. We should be having another spellbook in there. I just don't have it yet, but that'll be in there the following week, as well as a Random Access Memories episode on television discoveries. So that'll be interesting. And then we've got plenty more, you know, an upcoming in a few weeks' time, Earth vs. Soup. Aaron and Darlene will jump into the discussion on Plan 9 from Outer Space, the original classic, as well as a remake that came out, about 10 years ago now. And plenty more stuff to go from there. So we'll also be talking stuff on the prototype soon as we can ramp up for the Summer Game Fest and all the festivities and stuff. We've been seeing a bunch of random stuff pop up online news-wise, and it might be enough to collect and do a discussion on. We'll see. But regardless, there's going to be plenty more coming soon. So that's going to do it from all of us here at This Week in Geek. We'll be back next week. So, you know, for anybody that's doing anything on the long weekend, you know, drive safe, don't drink and drive, all that fun stuff, and be excellent to each other. We'll see you again next time right here on ThisWeekInGeek.net.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Thanks for listening to this episode of This Week in Geek. Hungry for more? Check out our website at ThisWeekInGeek.net. You can subscribe to the podcast, browse our Twitter and Instagram, and leave your thoughts on today's topics. If you'd like to give us some feedback, send us an email at feedback@thisweekingeek.net. Tune in next time, and remember,
lower your shields and surrender your listenership.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Thank you for your cooperation. Good night.